See if this mic is awesome. Well, thank you, Greg. I'm really excited to be here. As you mentioned, I'm one of the partners of Max Connect, and on behalf of myself and my other partners, I just want to say thanks for coming out and spending a day with us. We appreciate you guys coming out and learning with us. I was really excited to talk to you guys about Kudos and AI and what we're doing with it. I'm not really excited that I had to follow a gold medal Olympian. I too love to snowboard, although I've only snowboarded in one country. I have no gold medals in my pockets. So, but I've always fancied myself someone who likes X Games and that, so keep inspiring people, and I'll try to live vicariously through you. But the truth is, I'm a little more of a nerd, so we're going to talk about data today, and hopefully that'll get exciting for you and what we're doing with it. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about how we are leveraging data and AI to power our clients. I know we have a lot of clients here, and we have hopefully some potential clients, and I want to let you guys know what we're doing to help power you guys. So, first of all, we have lots of data. We have data, we have lots of it. We just celebrated our 12th year in business, and the cool thing about Max Connect is our infrastructure and the way we've been doing things, it really hasn't changed. So the nice thing about it is we've been able to gather all of this data over 12 years of being in business on hundreds of thousands of campaigns we've run, and to get all the data points that we want to gather. And the other beautiful thing about it is our data is all first-party data. This is all data that we have gathered. So we're not relying on third-party data to get this. Most importantly, it is what and how we want. And let me talk about that a little bit. It is the data that we want. So us as digital marketers, we're obviously trying to look at things like impressions, clicks, click-through rates, cost per click, CPMs, conversions, conversion rates, consumer paths, and that's all the data that we have. Additionally, it is structured how we want. So I mentioned that. The nice thing is we've had a lot of longevity and a lot of the same people, the same way we've done things, and so we've been able to maintain the same systems. And we've built very structured databases that are both industry and channel specific, that have all the first part of data we want that we've gathered for years and years and years. So this is information, like I just said, this is impression data, it's click data, it's conversion data, it's cost per conversions, it's conversion rates, it's across all the channels we look at, and it's specific to both our clients and to industries. And that is really, really important because those of you that know data and know AI, it's only as good as the input that you give to it, right? So what we're able to do with that data, we have it so perfectly structured and siloed the way that we want, is we can then execute it on the way that we want to do it. So we've developed agents. Okay, you're going to hear that a lot too if you're not familiar with what that is. An agent is essentially look at as a little machine learning person that's working for you, okay? So we have a Kudos AI agent. We can feed our Kudos AI agent all the specific structured data that we want based on the industry that our client is in, based on our client-specific data, based on all the channels that they're in. We can feed it into our agent and tell us to compare it month over month. How did they do in April compared to March? We can tell it to look at year over year. How did they do in April of 2025 compared to April of 2024? Keep in mind, we also have all the same data for the industry that they're in. So we can say, okay, let's look at how they were relative to the industry month over month. Let's look at how they were relative to their peer set year over year. At the same time, we also have a lot of human insights, executive summaries, key findings, market research reports that we know about our customers. We feed that into the Kudos AI agent too, to consider those things as well. We also feed in like industry-specific trends, blogs, things that it could read, data that we gather there, to look at things like economic updates, like tariffs. The Kudos AI agent would be familiar with what tariffs are going to do to the landscape. We also have it go crawl your website and categorize if there's been any major changes to the layout, major changes to the color schemes, major changes to your inventory, prices, things like that. And last but not least, the Kudos AI agent is already incorporated into our Kudos software platform, which allows it to go in and know what live ads you're running across all the platforms. It allows you to look at every one of your customer journeys that have come, customers that have come through your website, all what their journey looks like, looks at trends, and last but not least, it has all your Kudos scores. So it's doing all this and it's learning, and it's just constantly learning in the background. It's becoming smarter and smarter and smarter about your business. And so what are we doing with it, right? That is one thing I want to make sure I talk about today. I've heard a lot of people talking about AI and all these smart things that are happening with it, but I want to talk about 3 ways of how we're executing on that to empower our clients. So those that have been working with Max Connect for a long time know the way we structure our clients' setup is we have a dedicated account manager that's going to work on your account. You have a dedicated digital manager that's going to work on your account. And now, on behalf of a client AI agent, you're going to have Kudos that's going to be working on behalf of your account. So all that stuff we just talked about, all that information we're pumping in, all the information it's gathering about your business, it's going to be working on your behalf. In addition, real quick, I want to touch on, we are going to be building these same AI agents to not just know your client, but they're going to be masters of your industry. We're going to have ones that are masters of conversion rate optimization, website, and pricing. We'll have an agent that's a master of ad creative and website copy, so it's constantly analyzing ways we can improve there, what competitors are doing, what the latest and greatest on trends are there. And last but not least, I touched on it, but competitive landscape and looking at other major disruptors that we should be thinking about. So the great thing is these agents and these AI agents are going to be in the background working for you, sending you updates, sending our team updates on things you should be looking at. And one of the first ways those are going to come is in what we call monthly intel from Kudos. So starting in June, all of our clients are going to start getting a series of emails. You'll get week 1 email, week 2, and a week 3 email. The first email is going to be a breakdown. Kudos AI agent is going to give you a breakdown of what happened to your business over the last month. It's going to send you an email that's going to say, hey, here's some of the things you should be considering. Here were some of the huge wins. Here were some of the channels that we saw drastic wins on. Here's some of the areas that we could see some improvement. The goal of this email is that when you walk into your meetings in the beginning of the month and you're talking to your team, you're going to be able to have in the palm of your hand a quick snapshot from your Kudos AI agent that says, here's what happened last month. Here's some of the things you should be considering. Here's what some of the things your competitors are doing. We're also building in a feedback loop so that you as customers can say whether you like something that it said or not. So not only will it learn about your business, but it's going to learn the things that you like to know as you go and try to tackle your day and to tackle your meetings. You're also going to get an email the next week that's going to give the same thing, but instead of it being specific to your business, it's going to be specific to your industry. Give you a sense of look at like some of the things you should be looking at from a big picture for your industry. So that's one of the ways we're going to be having Kudos empower our clients. All right, the second thing I want to talk about, I put don't do this in there because I don't really want to do this. And when I built the presentation, I told myself, never do a live demo on the web during a speech like this. And but honestly, hearing this guy inspire everyone about doing crazy things, we're just going to go ahead and do it. So Landon, open up a web browser. So I'm going to have him log into Kudos. This is our Kudos platform. Those of you that don't know about it, ask one of us about it. It's really cool. About three or 4 years ago, I came back from a sabbatical we had, and I told the executive team, I put up a presentation that said, we are no longer a marketing agency. And I just let that sit. We'd been doing marketing for 9 years. They were like, what are you talking about? On the next slide, I said, we are now a marketing technology company. I said, we got to start investing in technology. So it's pretty cool to be standing here today talking about what we're doing with AI and our technology platform and talking about Kudos. But Kudos is a really cool platform that you can go see all your data in there, how your campaigns are doing, all the performance, how it is relative to your industry, relative to your competitors. You can look at, live ads that are running. You can look at every customer that came to your website, what their journey was. We're not going to get into all that. We've utilized our Kudos AI agent to build a really cool tool that we're going to start incorporating on all these pages. So Landon, right now we're looking at the performance section for a used auto dealer demo account that we've got. We're looking at the April data. Right now we're looking at their overall performance. Let's go look at just display for me. Okay, so now you're looking at their display campaign. The 116, that's their Kudos score. So we look at a number of factor of algorithm that says, look at things like impressions, clicks, click-through rate, cost per conversions, time on site, pages per session, engagement rates, all that, and factor that in, compare it against the industry, compare it against our averages, and give us a score. Okay, if it's green, you're doing really good. If it's yellow, you have room for improvement. So the display campaign is doing well. You're looking at the spend. You're looking at the CPM there. Scroll down a little bit for me, Landon. You're looking at the cost per click. You're looking at the click-through rate. Now, as a data analysis, I look at this. This all is very clear to me. But for most of our clients, we're looking at this going, what does this mean? So if you scroll back up to the top, we built a really cool tool incorporating that AI agent that's working for you. There's a button here called Kudos AI Insights, and go ahead and click it. So right now, the Kudos AI agent I just described is going out and looking at this client's data for the last month. It's looking at it compared to the previous month. It's looking at it compared to the previous year. It's looking at it compared to the industry. And it's factoring any other factors it should be looking at that it should be pertinent to you to make a sense of like what's happening on this page. And this is part of why you say don't do it. And load it for me, great. So just right there as a business owner, you're looking at that page and you're like, what does this mean? Well, you click a button and your Kudos AI agent is going to tell you. So right now you could look, it says, okay, cost efficiency decline. The CPM of 663 currently exceeds the Kudos benchmark of 533, indicating higher cost per impression compared to prior performance. That's amazing, okay? It's letting you know that, hey, your display CPM increased. That's some accountability, too, on our end, too, to be like, okay, we got to go look at that. What's the next one it gave me? Click performance. The current cost per click of 88 surpasses the industry of 69 cents. All right, we got to improve the display. Click out of that one. Let's go look at search for me. Same thing. Okay, so we just looked at our display performance. We found some areas of improvement we could improve on the CPM. We found some areas we can improve on the cost per click. Let's see how we're doing with search. So it's now doing the same thing, and now it's specific to the search campaign. All right, the current click-through rate is 5.33% is higher than the industry average of 3.69%. Boom. But it's below the Kudos benchmark. To improve, consider optimizing ad copy and targeting for better relevancy and engagement. I'm not going to continue reading these and boring you, but how amazing is that? Right, you can just right there to get an analysis of what you want to know. What should I be thinking about? What are the areas that improved? What are some of the things I could send to the digital team or send to my team at Max Connect to say, here's some things we should improve on? Right there with one click of a button, you can do that. That's in real time. This is with a real client. So those are the things, that's all I had to talk to you guys about today, was those a couple ways that we're empowering our clients with AI. We're going to continue to roll these out to our clients, and we're going to have feedback loops from it where you can say, hey, this is something I like about it, this is something I don't. And our goal is to have essentially a team of AI agents that are working on your behalf along with our team to continue to drive results for our clients and have the most success possible. So thanks for coming. That's my time today.